The Metal Gear Solid series has been around for almost 40 years now. And if you didn't know, it is one of the most deepest and detailed series that you'll ever play. Things that are philosophy, things that are personal messages for the players, direct messages for the people playing. They created gameplay and story together to send messages and themes to the players throughout the years. And it's been a very powerful series for me personally, growing as a man when it comes to learn about myself, society, my conscious efforts to be a better person, and also help serve the world in some kind of way. My videos are made specifically to provide a service of entertainment, provocative thinking, and maybe some humor and some joy along the way. And this game has brought that to me. So I bring the passion back to you guys. And today I wanted to talk about Metal Gear Solid 4. But before I do, just want to say that this video was inspired because we're only months away from Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the first remake in the series in a very long time. We've had Twin Snakes, we know how that turned out. And now this is the first time that they're bringing the series back in the way that they're doing it, keeping a lot of the original aspects all together and revolutionizing some things as far as gameplay and so on. So today, I wanted to explore a discussion and have you guys share what you think they should do next. At the same time, I'm going to explore one of the many options that they do have and probably start a series about the remakes and just giving you an introduction to the series with the first couple minutes of the game as you watch it here. Metal Gear Solid 4. It was the biggest fan service of the series, and it also pretty much wrapped everything up. There's games like The Phantom Pain that purposely does not wrap things up and leaves it for your interpretation. They got a lot of players frustrated because they wanted a very simple, straightforward explanation on everything. And then there's Metal Gear Solid 4 that pretty much wraps everything up in a perfect bow and concludes every story possible within the game. Of course, not everything, but a lot. And for me, this was fun after 25 years or whatever it's been. And then this game comes out after playing every single game, obsessing over all the series and the characters and all of the lore, getting to this point where they take you to a distant future where war is routine. And the greatest hero that we loved, Solid Snake, is now an old man, pretty much dying. And I won't spoil the story too much because I don't want to do that, and that's not what this video is about. But that premise alone is very detailed about us as a series and, a commentary about the series getting old and needing to reinvent itself. And so that's a very cool, revelation to our personal consciousness about these games and gaming in general. But the war's routine's also a commentary to things like Call of Duty at the time was the most popular, and Kojima took jabs at it like it's not an FPS, this is a third person, stealth game. And it's amazing, all of those commentaries on top of wrapping up the series. The problem is that this game was stuck on one system and hasn't had the chance to flourish for a little bit. And getting it to an Xbox or a PC, Nintendo Switch, or whatever new console might come out in the future, I think is mandatory. And modern day aspects are key. So for me, that is the one thing that's lacking for part 4, and the one thing that I wish we can bring back with a remake. And so again, if you've already played a series, and let's say it's your first time and you're excited about this new remake for Delta, and you play that and you say, I love this series, but you're playing these retro games and you're like, man, it would be nice if all of them were remade. Well, I do think that this one even if it just gets a remastered and put out on the new platforms, would blow things out the water. So that's my personal take on this. And I have some really deep opinions about this game because I honestly had the time of my life with this. I love the stealth in this game because you're dealing with two factions. And for those that don't know, and I'm not going to spoil the story, but there's the rebels and then there's the NPCs who are pretty much working for the big money wallet corporations. And you can side with the rebels and help them by taking the other ones out, or you can just avoid both. And it makes it a very difficult stealth game because now you're trying to avoid two armies as they fight each other. And you're put in very bad situations, and it can get very crazy if you decide to be a rebel and do that. And I love that part about this game, and I thought stealth-wise, it was very different than what we're used to. We're used to people patrolling, controlling an area, and us invading. In this game, you do that, plus there's war going on. And you can fight both sides or help one side. And I love that about this game. And I think now it would be more appreciated than ever if it was brought back in a remake. And that's my case for the most part, without spoilers of the story. And I don't want to go deep down that rabbit hole. That's my case for this game. Now, of course, I've said this 100 times, guys, that I believe the first two Metal Gear games that are pixelated, 1989, and the old games are the ones that really need new graphics, new remakes. Because even though we know what the story is and we know what it is, it doesn't have good gameplay for modern day players. So those are the ones I personally want if I was making my own list, and I already have a video about that. But today we're talking about something that doesn't really need a remake, just needs to be ported to every platform in the modern day. And so that's my push for this. And if you have some thoughts about this game or others, feel free to leave it in the comment, leave a like. And just know that I do have some very cool other videos that break down remakes and possibilities of what's to come in the future, and they should be popping up on your screen. Leave a like and comment so that we can keep building this community. I want to be independent. I don't want to have to work for a corporation. So once you guys build this channel up enough, we'll be going full time and taking it to that next level. So I appreciate everybody that comes by. Giveaways will be coming soon. Now that we know a release date and it's official, I can start doing some giveaways and get you guys going as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Go check out that next video popping up on the screen. Take care.